introducing whenever we discussing a friends on politics over the past 10 years. So over the past 10 years, the trends in politics here Kasese. It's Kalekabanya Kasese bakomanga okubakakoma since 2016. Then the projecting gokunyo muno field muno nyakalo. A fielding iso sirate, nature clear iso sirate. So that's why we are here today, and it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes. Yanje bakajala muchirendero. Ngai moderator we discussion yenu, and on my left is
Jerome Kule of Tswande. I'm a born and native of this district, and I'm a writer by profession. I'm a practicing journalist, but also I look forward to being a serious voice in the next political term.
Okay.
In this district, yes. Nganziri manera bandoi bamechanya town council or my district council. But most importantly, I will try to be as objective as possible during the course of this conversation.
Okay, and Honorable.
Well, thank you. My name is Baluku Sam. Kasese municipality. I'm a lawyer by profession and also a second year student of journalism and communication. I'm also a politician by situation.
Now kanza pale baba sekunda boko
kabisa. So I'm a politician by situation. Embera kale ketra chingri politique. Yeah, that's me.
Asante. Kandi key to note wabere reach wabya candidates.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Ngumi biri abiri nanguma. Ngabi ya flag bearer or national unity platform okwaba MP Kasese municipality. And apparently ngakola nga chairperson we task force Kasese municipality omwakaluluka president na candidates yavosi have a national unity platform kandi ngali official agent.
Yes.
Or mama wetu Katembo Fatuma Kamama.
Yes.
Oyikanzoba umane MP.
Okay, Kasese.
Uli amara train yupi ya munbeti ubi mukweshire.
Okay, weza leka kasuba kwa
Amenanije Kambale Joel.
Yes.
Kakolanga chairperson na youth council Kasese district. Bintu milianga kolanga limusubuzi. Kalimukasho romani.
Yes. Okay.
A special control.
Oh, okay. And it's critical because I'm trying to set the framework. Yeah, with the National Youth Council chairperson or party NRM.
Yes.
Perfect. NRM flag. Okay, so mwasinja kuzivu drama vile minyana. Now, in a nutshell, first of all, Kasese mukanyuka electorate ye Kasese ngane nyinga. Konzo West and Konzo,
Songora North has roughly 100,000 voters. Songora County West, although it is somehow geographically the smallest constituency, it has the biggest population because of Bondo Town Council, which is densely populated. So it has 110,000 voters. It is followed by Songora County North, around 100 something, and then Konso County East. Yes. Then, of course, followed by Songora County South and Kasese municipality. So that makes it around 400 and something voters, 400,000 voters across the entire district.
So Pamalanga tuta on mutual and abakakoma mu Kasese. Abantu aba babikoma differently since 2016.
Yeah.
Ngada sabacha mukinyuwe dijani riwo chapakatulekerera eri analyzing this change over time. Echikali kibukala bakauntu kauntu. Ngado tekune 2011 betu na hard kutsave. So 10 year period is always more representative. So mukinyuwe from each perspective we explaining why this change is happening. On 2016 Kasese district near Komaba MPs na very receive 5 na district councillors have opposition majority, not entirely but majority. So this was an opposition stroke, trauma from an lead of opposition.
Yes.
Then 2021 that shift happened in that we have Esa I look at 2021 if you guys can help me. Get kind of honorable Sam. 2021 ekasemia kwa maita ba MP na ba district council meya kwa maita as regards party lines.
2021 Kasese muyatunga ba MP zabe NRM basatu. Yamatunga nabe FDC basatu. Yamatunga LOC5 o NRM.
Yes.
Anoko municipality twamatunga meya o FDC. Betu kandi opposition yavirikoma abane nababa balabiri akalumba enda bakaki.
Okay.
Kundi nainga nabyo makalulwako ngana sise dynamics eshabyamu ibabe enda bakahira mu science ikalakalira betu kubyatra byabetya paka Kasese yange natungire kandi avusimuka in the opposition.
Okay. I appreciate that perspective. So now likirire kuligi mwenzi wao from the across the line.
Yes.
Echakebwa okwa echale Kasese kwa maita mu 2021 ukachirinkana ukwechi.
Now echo kubanza ngende wenda Honorable Sam yokabwa sibihiki kiri best of which kiri best of la ne election kama refunga hano tukebo kande abana baba ka submitting legality issue obugo maburo mwa general election bakarusubama. Let us look at election ya Honorable Win
Banarehema 2011.
Yes.
2012.
Take you back to that. Because muba evidence nje muba college muba hambuamu kwenda muba college muba busubama. I will take you to our own party in primaries. Still no way kwa Sara Iprungu na Kabo Meri muba manika irregularities na wa mabusubama. So now, some Honorable Sam akabeka kanya
na Busongora South ya movie Bambajuka Trika.
Hey.
NRM.
Wait, okay.
Yes, 2022.
We can allow John to make it.
Okay.
Now, when he talks about Majukatika, it is Mojugu who won the election finally. That means grounds ya katika imeneko misha posing by election bet can siyaga singirechi Akalu. You can have an irregularities in Makalu.
Yes.
If I could defeating when the irregularities affecting the side, but still you don't become the winner. It is very possible. So, but you can't take and I think he's correcting his trail. He has stayed in Kasese for 5 years. He has been in the hills up to today. So, and out Shagap Shabri realizing, but not a river possibly. That's what I can say.
Wow.
But secondly, most of the times when FDC used to win, for example, it was painted blue, that was 2016. I have come to realize and made analysis that previously the opposition of Kasese, FDC, was good at constructing propaganda issues, statements that would generally change your trend of votes. Even in one single night, it was very possible. They would sit down. This is the time you will see now letters of having propaganda statements. And by the way, we're already waiting for one. We know. The opposition is cooking one. Yes, they are very strategic.
Okay.
They are very strategic in bringing those issues of propaganda. For example, you saw the president come to Kasese and he mentioned about he talked about, he made a statement saying Kasese people should send MPs that speak in parliament or that discuss matters of development with him. But already they have taken it bad. They think the flag bearers who are already in parliament don't speak. They do.
Do they?
They do.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yes, they do. You saw Honorable Kambale Figo stand on table in parliament and talk about issues of Kasese, for example, the Nyamamba issues, the Klembe Mines Hospital, and you tell me he's not speaking?
Okay.
Surely speaking. Okay. But the president simply meant he needs the Kasese people, he requests them to vote NRM flag bearers who will join his caucus and plan as a party in advance to have a developmental mind shared together jointly as NRM.
Okay.
Because every party has their caucus. You will not know what possibly NUP is planning with their caucus. You will not know what the other FDC party is planning with their caucus. They might plan even to let me say, to refuse a motion in parliament, which is developmental, just because they are opposition, and you've seen these things happen. So, two major things in Kasese that I've brought up that caused the election of 2016, Kasese painted blue, was propaganda. Look at the mayor currently, Kasese municipality. The statements that overthrew Kabyanga were propaganda statements. They are very good at cooking propaganda, but the trend has changed. The reason being, people are now awake.
That's a propaganda.
Yes.
So, you recommend for your Honorable Sambalu. I don't know whether you can rebut to that or whether I should go to Jerome here to give a more balanced one. Akalulwake Kasese ruhunduka, it was because one of propaganda, abantu be opposition, Blue 2016. Mutesa eno ruhunduka ya, it's because we're paraphrasing, it's because abantu baberevu Kasese chiwa for propaganda. What do you have to say about that? And then to teach about issue.
Okay. Thank you, Ndero. And my colleagues.
Yes.
I want to take the honor to greet them all. I like the conversation,
yes,
especially when you're placing an NRM person against an opposition's strongman.
No, I like the fact that he has an objective mind.
Objective, I'm not quite sure about that. One is that you'll always hear someone kind of crying, reading from the book of Lamentation. You see, we were rigid. You see, the election got issues. And then you will get another one going on the defensive.
Yes.
An incumbent will always go on the defensive. And that you can see it. Some are itre, but now what did Atkins Kapsabe do? Why was he not reached out? Because his opposition. Yes. Now the other one is saying, you see, these ones always win by propaganda. But again, now, if you've gotten to understand that we're focusing by propaganda, how come if Makaraka where you have NRM people who won, why didn't you debunk the propaganda? So it's just moving around in circles and trying to look for all kinds of excuses
on both sides.
Yes. What we need to appreciate, Kirindero, is that Kasese has always had its own dynamics and themes playing out every electoral season. Every season is seemingly themed around individual issues, around particular issues. For a very long time, our election seemed to be hinged around a pro-Kiyonga team and an anti-Kiyonga team.
For the whole district?
For the whole district. Ooh, yes. So yes, it's true. You would find that you have a team of people who believe in Dr. Kiyonga as an individual, and then you have another team that is completely against him. So that would inform how eventually people should vote. The question would be, where does Dr. Kiyonga stand in this matter? Then where does either Honorable Lois Wambare or Mr. Yokasi Behande, where does he stand? So the team against Dr. Kiyonga would definitely vote against him. The team pro Kiyonga would vote against. It seemed to be a theme for a very long time. But that also had a relationship with where they stood on matters of rule, on matters of the cultural institution. That partly defines why eventually in 2004, when we went into multi-party dispensation, a pro-Kiyonga team found its way into the national resistance movement. The anti-Kiyonga team found its way into the opposition forum for democratic change. This had a genesis from the reform agenda in 2001. We had the NAMPAFO and so many. I don't want to go into all that history. What is the point I am making? That a team that was anti-Kiyonga became FDC, a team that was pro-Kiyonga became NRM. This found its way in 2006 when we started demanding for the recognition of Obusinga Warwenzuru. Now, it means that in 2006, the theme now was the recognition of the cultural institution. I've told you that in 2001, 96 we had a pro-anti-shoka. So 2006, we now have a theme, which is we need the king back, but we also need the cultural institution recognized. It was a very serious issue. Never mind whether he's coming or not coming has a direct impact on the development of the people, or it doesn't. But the whole point is, it is what the people were revolving around. Either they want or they don't want. So that informed the voting in 2006. So 2009 the king gets recognized. He is back here, and in 2011 we didn't seem to have any serious issue. It seemed to look like now you need to come out and tell us what you're going to do for the people, because we didn't seem to have something that was bringing the people together. Now we move from 2011, we get to 2012. So we begin getting confrontations between the central government and the cultural institution, where the king is stopped from heading to certain places, Kasese, Kundibujo, and so forth. It creates, and so the theme now eventually getting in 2016 is the theme of OBR now against government. Remember in 2006 it was the recognition, but in 2016 it's OBR against government. The king wants to go to Kasese, you are not going. Wants to go to Kundibujo, you are not going. In 2014 we get a bloodbath somewhere in Vigando. Okay, in Hocha, Vigando, and eventually we get coordinated attacks across the entire region from Kasese to Kundibujo, and what followed thereafter. So what does the opposition do? It realizes that our people might have committed mistakes. They have committed mistakes, but what do we do? Do we throw them away or we stand with them? So politically the opposition choose to stand with the sum of the people. That's how Vigogo gets to the limelight, when he becomes lawyer for some of them in jail. Because normally when these problems happen, you need to appreciate when problems happen, where does a particular candidate stand? For government, and government I mean central government, or for the local people. Please quote the word local people, because I don't mean all of them. So that is what eventually forms 2016. We get so many problems, and we don't seem to have voices from the NRM side that are seemingly siding with the people. Doesn't matter whether those people are innocent or they are guilty. And eventually we get a real typical sweeping. Otherwise, who even knew the Gogo? Except for people who had the cases in courts of law. Who knew him? So how do they work around that? So eventually that's how 2016 the opposition comes to sweep. But also, finally, the hope for change. The hope, because there seemed to be some overzealousness. There seemed to be hope that really change was going to happen. The people of Kasese have always been pro-change advocates. They think that the government should come in and leave. That's why they voted for Museveni in 1996. But by 2006, they thought he has already done quite some good work and he should leave the stage for others. So also that hope that perhaps change is really coming played a role in 2006. So I just want to connect that to 2021 and eventually 2026. 2021, of course, eventually 2016, Dr. Kasese is not declared winner. So that also brings or burns down some energies.
True.
You see, remember in 2021 he doesn't contest.
So the conversation now. The good thing you are a lawyer and a communication professional. Ukafikisha conversation ya bandu babiri. Because I would love to have your commentary. One, from 2016, how Loop comes in and how that plays into the factor. Two, your commentary on what our Honorable Joel said on what influenced the 2016 election, having been partly misinformation and propaganda, and then merge that with what he has said, and especially how now Nup comes into play in all of that.
Yes. Ideally, Kasese district has always been opposition. It is on record. Tukatunga NRM members of parliament nachi bakabi bali aseramu ilo mistakes is opposition. But Kasese has been opposition since time immemorial. Because of the dynamics on ground. Ekisomo kya Saleti government yabetrevererwa esyanyuhe never, of course given now the OBR history never, we've always opposed esya government less in this hanyum. So 2016 besije amabyabiri singa kalulu akabataranga mwaka singa betumbata murangire aho amasaka amakole people's government aba area surukwago aba betinambozi amasaka sobovere nyuma na umwama yasira that toji kwatako mwatukiri yasira the OTT then toji kwatako article 102B constitution. We see now Bobi Wine through the Chadondo East by election yakasa now in parliament akalidinga now the protests against the OTT, then eventually against the Toju Kwatako, the amendment. So Tomabitu naho hamabanike by elections around the whole country. Because it Tomabilu Makaluka 2016 around 2017, 18 Hamasirisa by elections singa hungaho. Then we see now Bobi Wine picking momentum. Inya campaigning Romundu Arua Kasiano Wadirinya Lava. He went as far as Wujiri ama campaigning ira Asmani Vasalirwa, he goes through. Actually that's where the People Power slogan started. Asmani Vasalirwa had the slogan Amani Gavantu Gamani Gaife. People power, our power. So that's how they came up with that translation, and it sparks off. So Bobi Wine continues like that. In between Yaho, already in FDC a bit straight from Gamma factions. Now you realize the Muntu faction, then Besija faction, Vanvama and area. So Bobi Wine Amasiala is the only ray of hope for Uganda. So that experience is by elections. Yama Muhira limelight Kutsevu, being a celebrity now, Ama picking up Kutsevu. So now when we go into 2021, we realize that Mama Sere COVID. Yes, I remember it from na campaigning muba banning public rallies okwa border districts. Now tutuka twabirilo kwa ralo muololo twasoveka because kumabya ne curfew. So we did not have ample time to mobilize and campaign. Itwenge Kasese, for example. That's why you realize that much as Bobi Wine ngomundu mwa lavera umwa district yeyo sikutsevu kandi itweva MPs buwe trauma collage. The issue was, of course, we were new into the system. We were carrying a new agenda. Of course, with all propaganda, Nimwimbi, Bubaini, Kambal, Ahungira Viviri, maybe Akanyua, so we fought hard clearing that propaganda. And of course, Honorable Zakeya and 2019, people power see Ringira, Banduva Chinalangira, you. And remember, it from a bit to get clashes. It's 216. So 216 amabye clashes abantu bamabye mwabuva balabe tronumwa koti abantu babirola. Now etoju kwata kuyasira munayo abantu babivaswira nje babiri kolecha malwabe kabi mwa parliament enup yama owe people policy ya bya nup area si unahekire yo kwa mutwe chama byanga chitsunu because of the dynamics isabyaho. You know, people are in prison, wokasaletebya webindu byo musasi, you know. So we had hard time. Most of us who are young, I'll agree that we were inexperienced to mabye politique because ngoko try tsimbana bakama mama nabandi abusyabu. We are young people, it's not rukatabye mwabonde lovely serious. So it's the dynamics sama leka nerenda kaluke tutwatakalenda ndeke. We didn't have agents. Of course, we had the crowds, beti citrusy, those that are for us and those against us. So baba no mundu osu wa appointment letter manyaki ya uliai manyabiki ya beti. So ideally 2021 from a performance at the level of the president yama be ended. I also came to realize in much as NRM muibaka truly abantu be Kasese 2021 muba kanabya ngabamakoma individuals not based on political parties. Yes, omundu bakana mwibira betu bakibiro yuwa biperforminga nibateso ngatunga niyo buluruko bakakwibira omutwalo so akana binya now to performance ya birikola nge Kasese municipality of course go now that he had lost in 2016 bamomboke mulu namabelera kutsiba mabelaka bamamuhereria Busongora North nayo still bamahiramu ama connection mane and of course na juna nyabira as an independent amake hyobululu bwa nzou nahande of course netro hanu mtu akiyobululu bwa centenary because abia independent ntavosi nyali FDC na INUP. Now we had opposition against opposition, so that's how now you see that NRM Yamaseka picking a momentum. The reason was opposition we are very nen. And actually we are likely to have that same issue in 2026 elections, whereby we have Ngomwa municipality because I'm not candidate to FDC, we now withdraw a NUP, we now throw a PFF against NRM. Yes, 8 trika. So now you realize that at the end of the day, Truka Tamangura, NRM is solid, and that's why we are saying that's why Hanyumaho, traditional Manzani Kiranganiza. Tramalangira to candidate X witra mani manen inwe NUP FDC siale traho mundu Tramalia to FDC witra mani manen NUP siale traho mundu. Yes, mutuka lesa meetings this name, but of course at the end of the day Trama leke collage Trama
couldn't agree when they are Kampalas.
Of course, you get the point. Now, at the end of the day, you should also know that politics, that selfishness.
Yes.
That so ideally, it's about individuals. So you realize that now the interests, but however, this time around, the signs, the pictures, Babia Sabaka realizing some mistakes is about 2021. This time round, you realize that our candidates have a national unity platform, for example, when them picking the up kutself. We also realize that ahanyumaho abandu balobaka koma abandu not based on their competences and abilities to deliver. But ahanyumaho abandu balobasa at parliament. They are giving you an opportunity. Now when they call it, now when we are here, you get the point. Yes, because we're analyzing about candidates who are really to have the potential to represent, to do what. So ideally, it is either a protest vote or a sympathy vote. The protest that they gave just Kahindo, it was a protest against Kavyang. Not that Kavyanga bisale kola, isale competent, of course Kavyama they were their abilities. Avosi vaka withdraw, but people didn't want Kavyanga, so it was a protest vote. Ukaukasa ukacha umane mpi, for example. It's not that Honorable Kabo Florence was the most eloquent and isi yasomire kinene, of course abakama they were lawyers, abasara itrungu economists, better ondamba omwana na yaloka ku radio leka tukole tumuhirira. So they either give you a sympathy vote or a protest vote. So ideally we have to sit down as a district. Now it is actually now our interests yatunga serahai. Because from the at the end of the day mukamuke numabiri sympathy. Ebirenka nebanuka mukabahira yemibiri. Neryo tukabitramita the political space in district. Both okwa ground kwa even in parliament. For example, kilangira ba MPs of NRM abo simbaka na hon. So where this would how come? Not even at committee level. Tatawa Gideon Mujungubi haneno bukulipo akakwa mako ebinyana mwatse. So you realize that this time round the Kasese yama hunerera yama hune emyaka ya ba winikiza banzo really bya aba centenary kwena ukamnya uti Kasese. Yes, exactly. So this time round katsaba you look at how you buy the so now realizing that 2021 NRM lisinga kalukan move investing a lot of money send the Serbia sinene kutsiba. Remember bakanze breaking the record here 216. So they made sure bakairamu a lot of money, bakairamu intimidation zisinga hungaho. Eventually banama scooping a few positions. But in a nutshell, Kasese is still opposition.
Okay.
Only that it's like abantu batasabanga bamakomamwe NRM indi somehow after the 216 clashes, the 216 clashes, abantu betu aba MPs betu mbata delivering as expected.
Okay. The thing I've liked about you is that conversation is such not an easy thing. Because you are a lawyer, you know how to like write concisely, and I appreciate that. Betu tukanga tumubulira ni honorable. Kundi ababiri aba bamanga bamubulira ni so ngari asaba ahe inga wind up because tuzo tukaenda tukahe last word ilienda tuka closing na saba kalufu wangana na ukisaba kalulu na itindire so ukinde comment yo kubyo mubwa in brief, especially if why the election is playing out the way it is playing right now. Kundi honorable sama kolo kuchiwa amala nganga chikabya in a certain way still kuma 2026 na chimuchiwe from the NRM perspective, then usabe na kalu.
Wasija kusema.
Yes.
Achia unasi opposition yote haikikala.
Yes.
Na yalangire bikaba watika yangu opposition. Possibly ya mara kiba ibari kari ndi chama leko NRM na college nala, which is not the fact. Kuto NRM. India nzemu subia kaki hanyuma. Ya frigo atanga MP municipality Kambale frigo honorable.
Yes.
Frigo. Akalla bakalulu akawa burdo kubanza. Andi bakamula ya burdo wakabe. It was not super.
Okay.
It was not super. It was a yoga.
Malaka.
Now, lenga kumsogolere. Mutafunga abantu benari. Bokwana makuberande that sometimes tukakoma aba emotions mucha. Yes, mucha. Abantu benari mutwalo. You fought. Bahimba beraberewa. Ero abantu bambahi bayive kare mchama nwe nare mbata supporting a company fuko kandi chindwe chu bachikukinga the very night omuje tukakoma
a communication me alaba mu mabondo.
Yes, pate chia paso zebe NRM mbata koma mbahi mbata koma fuko.
Wow.
It was out of a conflict. It was out of a conflict actually. So now, Fingokala bakaluke aka 2021. NRM yika la HES, mushariki CCI, yamazeriko lichechela eri church, eche constitution NRM. Ikabwende. Wamabere sanganwa uni mukapenyigira. Omuntu atewe NRM. This time round ukekola ukebengwa. Now, that is where tukakoli yoga. Ile la byakandi bituwachi NRM. Now, today, Okalangira also referring to the woman MP slot. Yeah, in parliament. Now it's still out of conflict. So mapating NRM.
Yes.
However, I'm not opposition because Honorable Sarah, Honorable Mary back out of conflict. I think you remember this conflict. But now, if you merge conflict, if you merge the votes of Honorable Itungu Sarah and Honorable Mary, they would beat flawless.
They don't.
They don't.
Journalists, they don't.
You think out the facts here?
I can tell you they don't. There is still a difference. Flores beats them by a small margin. When you pick up and you merge the votes of the other two, she still beats them, though by a small margin.
Yeah.
Okay, so the point still.
What I'm telling you is very right. People be affected in two ways.
Yes.
People be affected and even in NRM.
Yes.
Mama chini command Flores.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you, if the flag bearer NRM flag, and which is going to happen this time now. Because
So that
with
the
them
projection-
sensitizing people to vote for the flag.
Because this time you don't have independent
Back
candidate.
We have the independent, but
Okay.
at least sensitization has been is getting to its good level.
Is there a way engaging a sensitization yenga be effective?
It is getting effective.
Because ngoku honorable yebu wasaba ati abantu bakachira mwe ko momu.
Ate chikala kinako ndikibya effective naye ani musukuma honorable kamama.
Maybe as I also come in, and
Ari olusuku obuzere.
It is the expectation this year this time round. We are expecting because you don't know the future.
Yes.
But we are expecting to have Kasese painted yellow. We are going to have Kasese painted yellow because one, Wamasova Nyumaho, the opposition had a strong point always of stories created of by institution here AOC, which is now an independent body of Mabiobo. Wamasuka review most of their campaigns now. After that kind of understanding institution here brought into politics, some of them are speechless. But opposition it is because of the party for Honorable Sam. It is now getting strong and tight, beating FDC. And they are reducing the votes of opposition. Now, people are even saying even look at your
similar to sing. Of course, new dynamics are happening. I think it's another above Form 2, Form 3, it's another Vakaya Koma. Will Trabia, of course, Mukima Yuma,
TikTok generation
so you realize that, of course, our voters were very young. Bulyange Makasese municipality Trabia Metro Nangu mibire central Mamtra Lumuka 2021 Trabia Mamtra around the Satru Namuka Satuni Tano esa nwa tatu Mamtra Lumaka Miani. So the dynamics are going to change, given that now we have new voters on board, and these are youthful, young one, abagemirwe, abalioka technology, wanasoma debe 7 na mwende mbele. So you should keep hambio mukam.
Speaking of painting Kasese yellow, how much ngewe no leadership yellow? How much around about similar sharp post angeshe nukune FBC like how much?
Sanabia mbeto wakasi ham.
Is it a law?
Wakasi ham no. Bulia musebe naberakasa for PDM. Service name nesi by then nganuma primaries. Service name bama si ham. Na mwali ndaberaka ya so of course baba mai wamenda baka hirai. Netutuki hirai.
Okay.
Every kumina very
I don't know who will allow you to put there.
They will put.
Let's wait and see.
Okay. Okay, so but
I just want to wrap up.
Yes.
But before you wrap up, then, as I'm winding, then I'm telling you, NRM is going to paint Kasese yellow. It is simply because in Kasese, NRM this time round has played a big role in the youth leadership. Like some is telling you, the Gen Zs are up, but they are not in the structures of the leadership of Kasese of the young people. Remember, NRM has won the youth councils almost 95%.
how do we send?
It is not money.
Now,
because Kasese is big, the only man I can tell you I put in, of course I put in money. The reason being, Kasese is big, so I'm have to think. I have to buy fuel. That was my own capacity. But they also have youths who are able to buy for themselves fuel. It's not only NRA.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you buy, or did you buy on? Did you use your own money or NRM facilitated?
I used my own money.
And NRM never gave you any single facilitation.
Never. So by the way, this time the country, the whole Uganda was affected. NRM did give some facilitation for the youth leadership.
Wow.
They didn't release anything. After realizing that at village levels they have won the elections countrywide, they didn't release.
Okay.
So, Sam, be ready. The news you're talking about,
The conversation
you might not see
ongoing here.
them.
And we can't talk about last one.
Okay.
Hey, pitch. Yeah, 1 minute and a half. Hey, last word they have removed.
Am I giving 1 minute and a half? Because these are
you had a lengthy overview.
Okay. Anyway, anyway, I did say that normally we have themes that guide the elections.
Yes.
And sometimes these themes are pro-development. Sometimes they are really not necessarily development. They are simply emotional. And that's what some was calling sympathy, or maybe a protest. And you've heard Joel saying that, for example, Honorable Company Ferigo was a Ryogo. That's not true. It was really sympathy. The gentleman moved from moving in a Land Cruiser to moving on a bike. He had
Maybe it was a campaign.
Yes, he had to first lower himself down to the local person until the people started saying, "Yeah, what you know, man, tempo correctly." Tuchamu kwa muha konde riyo yabara tolengera maybe mambo aje unesha mavazi amwabye tukarehwa amwa tukarushwa kwa ground zero. But no, this is my view.
Yes.
But now that said, so what is the theme for this campaign? What is the theme for this campaign? And for me, that's where I want Sam, I want Joel to begin thinking. If you are saying we should paint Kasese yellow, how does it benefit the ordinary person of Kasese?
Yes.
Does it add any value? His or life? If really voting yellow makes the people of Kasese better, we have case studies. Is Busongora County South or Busongora County North any better than Bukonzo County East or West, where you have opposition people? And for me, I want to implore the young people to discard this notion of political parties, because this year is useless in my view.
Okay.
We should be looking out for things that we want our Kasese to be, and who has the potential to push for this agenda.
Yes.
It does not necessarily really have to be a person belonging to an opposition party. And I really want to implore everyone out there, be you opposition or be you NRM, don't vote for a candidate simply because that candidate belongs to a party. I think Uganda came to join a multi-party dispensation before it was ready for it.
Okay.
Where we have members of parliament, you go check on the parliamentary Hassan, and someone has talked only twice or thrice on the plenary, but also in the committees. Why are you sending that person back to parliament to do what for you? Because the word parliament comes from a French word which is parler.
Speak.
Parler means to speak. Please, if someone cannot speak, you have a very big problem. You have a very big problem. And then a member of parliament is going to say, you see, for me, and so, I will do this, and they belong to a political party, and especially a ruling party, and he's only talking about what he or she intends to do, without telling who is going to introduce a certain policy in the parliament.
Exactly.
The roles of members of parliament are very clear: oversight, legislation, budget appropriation. If you have a member of parliament who is not ready to go and begin critiquing the ruling government, please don't send him back to parliament, because his job is to challenge government.
That is a very key. So Honorable Sam, the last word, there is a Vakatulu campaign. And also the most important thing, as you see, my Douglas, Mumuka Nanisagarisho Mukasa Muhan, Mumuka no proceeding a party line yet. Mama, that was a new, I think you should be given credit where it is you. Mumuka Nasati exam. So your last words.
Ideally, Mukana politics because of the situation.
Yes.
Not for the positions. It's a position practically to amplify our voices, to use this as a platform, and then we are still young, we are youthful, so we believe that there are big and better opportunities. So Gasabakalulu eri bakamava yave Kasese travel MPs abusumukala abusebe National Unity Platform sitota tunga a chance eri tunga MP ngalengekana ndi mutulenge saye, because one thing I've come to realize, a manifesto yet will be more practical, it more appealing to the common Ugandan. And the reason as to why we are coming in is because NRM yamave to travel. Mwe uluminene. Ukalangira ibakanyo kwa chizaniro chendege. We've had NRM MPs. Tama bunzo almost miaka ngama 10. Ibakanyo kwa Kulembe Mines. Isa ba investors mbaka nasa. Betu walangire mune bindu bikenda abikabulwamu. The KCCL in Chinimene. The Cattle Salt Factory in Nimene. Mbaletranu Industrial Park. So ideally we need new voices, and especially youthful voices. Given the statistics we can realizing that 80% of the young people in Uganda are youthful. So we need people who will understand their issues. We need our MPs abatendi yatulia morukwe bakala bye bilundebe manyani UPDF manyani coffee bill ne rwalangiro munduko ndibama bimwerisia send. Actually I'm very disappointed. Even with some opposition members of parliament have a Kasese, iwa bisu wendi yasayihanuzio kwa abandu kaba utichilairo cherebe chiri mu parliament muri anyi mukasaba ngatwalo bulengekani obusosira vote. So we are disappointed, and that's why we are saying enough is enough. NUP iherere bawe chance ne tutwangongero kwa litafali kwitwangongero musingi tutwangongero litafali byo kwa musingi.
Yes.
Wabagutube twabata twabo twabande nabande babirihiraho. Masinja kutse.
Munga nasi mecha candidate when mayor huwa akamwati. Yusa itsimbire ndukundika byanga ari ndukunde chaska hindware mirwe ndibete wakabili nyende naye anawutewe perspective yanga
ni mwandu musirana
so womo tsache goinga tikanga chiro mwapata
ni mwandu musirana kabisa
kale wasinja asante sana. Now your last word, Honorable Joel.
Yes. Me as I conclude, I would tell the people of Kasese or request them that they should vote for the flag bearers of NRM, candidates of NRM. Reason being, people say, like Honorable Sama has said it, people will not accept passing of bills. But the coffee bill was passed and coffee raised from Canada return. Yes, after the bill immediately. And even after the bill, the quality has improved by the farmers themselves and the businessmen. Without the other third part of UCDA. So
are you saying it is the bill that has caused the spike in coffee prices?
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. Yes, I can tell them about that.
Okay. I just want to ask that.
Okay.
Yes. Now, I request the people of Kasese, both NRM and opposition, those who see our candidates as potential candidates, because our primaries give us chance to present a suitable candidate that all people, the whole community of Kasese can decide to vote for them. Yeah, so we have the best candidates, we trust our primaries, and I call upon the people of Kasese to vote for NRM and His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Thank you.
Asante sana. Mani tumwesinja kusifu sparing your time. Erihe conversation ya Kasese, erihe gap eri recovery ngaya. I know that abantu bakindi appreciate ngai naba kesa saba kashako mabolu sivarian.
I just want to throw in two things. Just one, please. People of Kasese, we seem to be themed around religion right now and the region. Please don't vote basing on those two issues.
Okay.
Finally, Wandoi on the Kenya Town Council, please, the political parties are bringing confusion. Vote for me, who is an independent man, an independent person, who intends to foster the interests of the town council and for you from the district.
Who might also be confused by the political parties.
This one is NRM, FDC, no, they seem to be confused. The wrong voices, bring out independent voices.
Not going to get a number of also so okay, yeah.
That
might change the confusion now.
Okay, so I'm so much to I really appreciate that. Yeah. Mimi nimefurahi sana.
Basi ebndo byembe hwe nabi. Ko bwakano nabakuliawe.
Bakuliawe.
Sisi kwa mistake ebalanda ko.
Yo ekibyate tendija live chechu. Ekibyate tendija live ndukauka bela ko kutabi twaka kitu.